Hi everybody, what's up? Kwaku here. Hope you had a great weekend so far. I'm going to be taking you through our first video in our Lifeword series looking at Exodus. Today we're looking at Exodus chapter 1 and 2, and I'm going to be sharing some thoughts and reflections with you around this passage of scripture. So let's dive right in. Now, today we open up in Exodus chapter 1 and we see that the Israelites have settled in Egypt, but you see there's a new king who comes on the scene, a new Pharaoh. He sees how numerous they've become and he's almost afraid that they're going to take over Egypt. They're going to be too numerous to control. So he decides to enslave every single one of them. It's a great act of evil, and he keeps them as slaves and he forces them to build their cities and to work their fields. And it is a brutal, brutal oppression for the people of Israel. And in Pharaoh's fear of these people becoming so numerous and so large, he decides that he's going to kill every firstborn Hebrew boy. Now it's a great act of evil that Pharaoh has commanded. And we go on into Exodus chapter 2 and we see one mother who finds a loophole in this. You see, she does put her baby in the Nile, but safely in a reed basket. And that baby is then found by Pharaoh's daughter. And that baby is raised in his household in the palace. And we know that baby to be Moses today. And you see that when Moses is grown up, he's walking amongst the people of Israel, watching them work, and he's disheartened, he's angry, he's heartbroken at the conditions they're living in. And he sees an Egyptian slaver beating an Israelite, and in his anger he kills him and he buries the body. But secrets don't stay hidden forever, and you see the next day he's found out and he has to flee from Egypt. He runs away. You see, while he's in the wilderness, he saves these young girls from some robbers and they invite him to their father's house. And in response for Moses' good deed, the father tells him he can stay there. Not only does Moses stay there, he thrives there. He ends up marrying this man's daughter and having a family of his own and settling in the wilderness. But we go back to see the people of Israel. We see God not being ignorant to what they're going through. We see the God who made a promise to Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob about how he was going to make them fruitful, how he was going to bless them and protect them and use their family to bless the world. And in light of that promise and in light of the anguish of the people of Israel, moves himself into action. You see, there's a lot we can learn from today's video. One of the things we see in this video is fear. Fear plays a tremendous part in what Pharaoh does. You see, I don't know about you, but sometimes we can let fear make us do terrible, terrible things towards one another. Fear can sometimes make us over-controlling, but fear can drive us to do some pretty horrible things. But can I remind you that the Bible tells us we haven't been given a spirit of fear, but of peace and of a sound mind. You see, God isn't a God of fear. He gives us courage and he gives us promises so that when we are in situations where we do fear, we can lean on his promises to give us faith. One of the other things we see in this story, it's a big theme, is oppression and injustice. And with the climate of the current world, we know that injustice and everything being spoken around that in regards to racism is happening right now. And we see from this story that injustice in any form it is, whether it's racism or whatever else, is not his heart. It's not his plan for humanity. It's not the way he set up this world to be. And so God moves himself to action. One of the other things we see in this story is how secrets don't stay buried. You see, it's okay for us to be angry at injustice. It's okay for us to be riled up about things we see that are wrong. But they shouldn't lead us to hurt one another. You see, Moses kills a fellow Egyptian because of the things he sees happening to him. His anger was justified, but his actions were not. And he tries to hide his mistake. I don't know about you, but there have been a lot of times where I've tried to hide my own mistakes. I've tried to hide my sins and hide my brokenness from people around me. But things don't stay buried forever. Things always come to light. What is something you're hiding today? What is something you don't want anyone to know about? Can I encourage you to bring it to God? Can I encourage you that in spite of the thing you've done, that God still loves you, that he wants you to come back to him and say sorry, and that he's still got a plan and a purpose for you. And we're going to see the same from Moses in this story. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this Lifewords video. As always, me and Amy are going to be going on Instagram Live on Friday at 4 p.m. to discuss the whole series in full and pull out some themes and have a discussion, as well as answer your questions. If you like this video, give it a like. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. And we'll see you for the next Lifewords video tomorrow. God bless.